I don't know the environmental impacts of dipping that and then putting it into direct ground contact. Obviously, roofing tar is meant to waterproof a roof. So yeah, he is using just the scaffolding planks as posts, which is kind of a wild thought.
Why would you do that?
I'm not sure I'm completely sold on using someone else's castaways to build a new product with. To me, this feels like the same category as how to build a fence out of pallets or how to do basically anything out of pallets.
Today's video is brought to you by our good friends over at Nationwide Industries, the Fence Pros' #1 choice. And they are this Fence Pros' #1 choice for a couple reasons. One, we love using their Keystone Traverse latches. They're easy to install. You simply bolt them onto the post. No drilling for rods or cutting the rods required. It's a pretty straightforward installation process. We also love using their full line of galvanized hardware. It shows up quickly and reliably.
Christian here, Everything Residential. Today I want to talk to you about this wall we built. It's all made out of scaffolding boards. So let's roll the intro and we'll get into it.
All right, guys. As Christian said, today's video is all about how to build the cheapest fence in 2023. His video is actually titled Cheapest Way to Build a Fence in 2023, aptly titled. The Everything Residential and Commercial channel. If you'd like to watch the entire video without my commentary, we'll link that in the comments below.
Our vertical posts are actually laminated boards. So this is just regular wood and then this is laminated. So we cut them and then we dipped them in roofing tar. If you can see this black stuff down here.
So I hear this talked about a lot, about dipping, well, fence posts in roofing tar. I don't know the environmental impacts of dipping that and then putting it into direct ground contact. Obviously, roofing tar is meant to waterproof a roof. I'm not sure that it is intended for direct ground contact or, like I said, the environmental concerns that might come along with it. When we're talking about fence posts, I would typically prefer to use a purpose-made product called the Post Saver Sleeve. And actually, they make a what they call a wrap and tack product to where if there's odd-sized posts, which it looks like maybe he's using these planks as posts, but just odd-sized posts, you could wrap it, tack it, and then heat it up. So I would rather see like a purpose-built product used that we know kind of the environmental impacts of, rather than just putting tar back in the ground.
In roofing tar, we dug our holes, let the roofing tar set up a day, and then we set them in the holes and we poured bags of concrete and mixed in the spot rather than having a mixer. So that's how the posts are.
So yeah, he is using just the scaffolding planks as posts, which is kind of a wild thought.
Why would you do that?
Now, he said they're laminated, so they're going to have a little bit more strength than if that were just like, you know, a 1x12 or 2x12 or whatever the dimensions of this are. But still kind of a wild thought using a plank as a post.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Our actual wall panels are the regular wood, and you can see this is, look at like the wear and tear it has on there. They're all kind of cracking. There's lots of stucco and mortar on it.
I mean, if that's the look you're going for, if you're going for like a rustic pre-used look, it could probably fit that mold. Most of the customers we talk to start complaining if there's a crack that exposes itself on the board after a year. It's kind of wild to see a fence go in already with checking already present. You
know, essentially what I was told is that when people are doing scaffolding, if the board becomes too cracked or becomes too warped or too bad, they have to get rid of it. So you can get these at a really good price. If you know the right people, you can get these at a really good price. And we end up fencing the entire house for, I think, $5 or $6 per board. Now, if you think about any fence slat, this covers a lot of area. And you get your posts at Home Depot, these are $20, $30 per post. So $5 to $6 per post.
$20, $30 post might be a bit much. One thing to consider too, so it looks like these are short sections. I bet the planks only come in certain lengths, obviously. It looks like these may be 6-foot sections instead of 8-foot sections, which would help the rigidity of using planks instead of posts. I'm not sure I'm completely sold on using someone else's castaways to build a new product with. To me, this feels like the same category as how to build a fence out of pallets or how to do basically anything out of pallets. Is how to use something that someone else threw away to try to build something else.
So anytime we have a gate, and Josh, the homeowner, my brother, still has to put the slats in. But anytime you have a gate, we're actually strengthening it up with a 4x4.
So that's kind of interesting. So they went ahead and used 4x4s, which, I mean, I don't know how tall Christian here is, but I mean, I would say those gates are probably 6-foot tall gates. So the fence is, call it 7 foot. Don't know that a 4x4 would be the right post to use in that. Now, I think he's already addressed that by putting the header in, just knowing that a 4x4 post that tall out of the ground is probably going to be fairly weak at the top. It's just not going to give much structural support to those gates. But interesting to see him use fence post for some of it, but not for other parts of it.
This is a really pivotal point. We don't want this to fail, and we don't want to screw into this and crack the laminated board. So we attach a 4x4 to it. We nail and screw it on the front side of it, and then you have a little gate. Here's our little puppers right here. This is one of the main reasons we built the fence, is to hold the dogs in, and because some of the people in the neighborhood or whatever. But yeah, that's how we do the fences.
Well, guys, let me know. What do you think? Building fence out of scaffolding planks. Well, castaway scaffolding planks. There's always more than one way to skin a cat. I absolutely understand. I'm sure there are ways to save money when building a fence. I just don't know that this is the one. But as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Until next time, I'm Joe Everest, the fence expert, reminding you that good fences make good neighbors. And I'll see you next time.